What's up, Virgos? This is your monthly horoscope reading for the month of March 2023. I'm going to be explaining what to look out for, talk about which two houses will be highlighted for you, talk about the new and full moon of the month, and talk about these three huge major shifts that are happening, or I should say, that are beginning this month. So stick around because we have a lot to talk about. This will be your video if you are a Virgo Sun, a Virgo Rising, or if you fall for any other Virgo placements, but it will make more sense if you are a Virgo Rising. So what's happening this month for you Virgos? The Sun will continue to travel through your 7th whole sign house of Pisces for most of the month before entering your 8th whole sign house, your 8th whole sign house of Aries. So this is kind of focusing on, relationships, putting your energy into supporting other people, into your marriage, business contracts, all that kind of stuff. And then it'll enter your 8th house of Aries, which I'll talk a little bit more later in the video, but this is just going to shift the focus towards, shared resources, intimacy, and all that stuff. So the first thing happening is Mercury, your ruler, entering your 7th whole sign house of Pisces. This is at the beginning of the month. So Mercury is entering the sign of its fall. Mercury is about, verbalizing our thoughts, communications, transportation, focusing on the details, the little things, kind of like here and there. You know how it is. But it's entering the sign of its fall opposite to you. So this is like focusing, this is like going to put your mindset towards your relationships, maybe connecting more to others, but it's in the sign of its fall. So it could be a little challenging in the way you're expressing your thoughts or ideas, or just when you're socializing with your relationships. Mercury in Pisces will create more of an idealistic kind of a perspective in the way it speaks. You might have to maybe express a little creatively or artistically. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Mercury entering your 7th in Pisces, it can be challenging at times, but it's gonna have you really looking at the bigger picture of things, because this is a Jupiter ruled sign. Mercury's in a Jupiter ruled sign. When Mercury's in in Virgo or Gemini, it's really about quick communications, details, like hitting the nail on the head, all that stuff. When it's in a Jupiter ruled sign like Pisces, this is this is becoming more emotional. This is becoming having more faith in what you're communicating or trying to express yourself to other people. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what else. I think I said a lot. So the next thing happening is this full moon happening in your first whole sign house of Virgo. And this is the full moon. This is, completing. This is culminating. This is things coming to fruition in the things around your first house, which is about your personality, identity, your appearance, your approach to life. Let's see what else. Your, first impressions, how people see you. And the moon is balancing out. It's also reflecting all of this stuff that's happening in your 7th house of relationships. So there's this me versus we kind of balance happening right here. And there's something completing. There's something under there's more awareness here between connections with other people and yourself, something like that. And let's see what else would I could also add that the moon, when the moon's in Virgo, it's about becoming more practical, becoming more grounded, becoming more nitpicky in the way you feel. So maybe I should also add that maybe the way that you feel about other people might be challenged in a way, but it could also be accepting kind of way. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like a weird way of saying it, but that's the best I can explain it. So there's something becoming complete around you versus other people in the beginning of the month. So the next thing happening is Saturn entering your 7th whole sign house. This is one of the big transits happening, or I should say starting this month. So Saturn What's Saturn? Saturn's about reality. Saturn's about tests. Saturn's about concrete things. It's about building. It's about long-term energy, long-term goals. Having Saturn in the 7th house will probably have you building a new kind of new relationships, new way of relating, I should say. This could bring restrictions, blocks, and connecting with other people, and connecting with, maybe if you want a business contract, you might be rejected on some levels if you sign so many contracts or whatever over the next couple of years, because Saturn will be here for the next 2.5 to 3 years. So just get comfortable in what's happening with your relationships over the next couple of years, Virgos. Saturn's going to be testing all these like relationships. Is this relationship good? Is this relationship bad? Do I need to leave a relationship? Do I need to leave this contract? Think about all these things that I'm mentioning. This is going to be the theme over the next couple of years. Saturn will have you like working as hard as you can, taking those step-by-step approaches when it comes to relationships, partnering up with somebody, working with other people, dealing with marriage. If you want to get married, this will be the time to actually like take those steps into making that official. And it won't be very easy, it won't be very quick. You're gonna have to take these little one step at a time things to approach like your goals or whatever you're trying to do with other people over the next couple of years. Just think about that. I should also add Saturn and Pisces mainly will kind of like, let's say, kind of show you what's real and what's not real. It's Saturn is also about accepting like what can be real and what isn't real. So it's kind of, because Saturn's that boundary line. It's also about boundaries, I should mention. So I'll get back to that. It's that boundary of line of the planet that we can see with our naked eye from Earth, from Earth. Okay. So anyways, but Saturn's also about boundaries. This is going to create a lot of boundaries with your relationships, Virgos, I'm telling you. So you might have some challenges. You might be because it's your opposite sign. This is bringing more challenges, but it could also be very accepting. That's like the polarity of like the 1st and 7th house of any sign, or any polarities with any of the other signs. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of boundaries that you will maybe need to set for your relationships, or set for any business contracts that you want to work for or work with. I feel like I've said it all, honestly. So this is going to be the theme over the next couple of years. So let me move on. Okay, so it's going to be Venus entering the sign of Taurus in your 9th whole sign house. So Venus is entering her home sign of Taurus. This could actually be a lot more enjoyable, a lot more smoother, because it's in another earth sign trining your 1st house of Virgo. So if you have any placements there, or your ascendant is there, it will be forming a trine to your ascendant. So it'll be more harmonious, so to say. And it's Venus. I mean, Venus is like a benefic planet, so it can bring more enjoyment. But it's in the 9th house. So the 9th house, this would be like attracting more like religious people, or more foreign people, attracting more, attracting more, let's see, what do I got here? I'm looking at my notes, one sec. Okay, just attracting more like foreign themes, like just, I mean, you could attract more, like maybe go on a lot more long trips and explore. This is about expanding your horizons, maybe expanding your desires, because that's another Venus keyword, desires. Your desires when it comes to long distance travel or foreign topics, all that stuff. And Venus will eventually apply to the North Node in Taurus, which will just amplify all of these desires and wanting, because that's the North Node. It's very hungry for this direction for you Virgos. And then Venus will eventually apply to Uranus later on. And this is just gonna like shift your desires and wanting like new and unique different like values or valuable items when dealing with like foreign topics or foreign areas of your life or whatever. That's just something I could say for that. Let me move on. Mercury will eventually enter your 8th house, followed by the Sun into Aries. And then let me just get to the new moon actually too. So, okay, let me just start one by one. So Mercury entering the 8th house of Aries, it's getting out of its fall. You're not really worried about, focusing on your relationships anymore. You're focusing on deepening these relationships. You're focusing on how you can merge your finances and merge any like resources you have when it comes to like other people. Look at this stellium happening in your 8th house. There's a lot of focus on like inheritance. This is a focus on death, rebirth, psychology, joint ventures, joint goals with a partner that you have. This could be about refinances. Let's see, I think I've said it all. This could also be about just contributing more to other people so you can receive like more money, inherit more money later on. But Mercury, this is your mindset. Mercury in Aries is very sharp, it's very quick, it's very like to the point. This, you might have to adjust to some of these themes when it comes to like your way of thinking of like maybe taking care of any debts you owe, taking care of any taxes. Let's see what else. I think I've said it all. So having the Sun enter your 8th whole sign house. The Sun is exalted in Aries. This is a new beginning. This is the spring equinox. There is something birthing from this point. And this is going to bring, more emphasis, more, your vital energy is going to just be focused on other people's, like working with other people, not really working with other people, but like dealing with money with other people. Like I said, like refinancing anything, maybe a car or your mortgage or like helping other people out with their money or something like that. Let's see what else. This is just a huge transformation house. The 8th house is a transformational house. So there's something here that's transforming, that will eventually probably culminate, like, because having this new moon happening is refreshing all of this energy. So not only is it transforming, it's refreshing the energy of the 8th house of other people's finances and what you can invest. What you can invest your time with another person and how to like maybe take care of like money issues or something like that. Like it's a whole thing going on over here. Let me move on. Okay, so the next thing is Pluto entering your 6th house of Aquarius. This is another huge shift that's happening this month. Pluto, what is Pluto about? Pluto's about power. Pluto's about transformation. Pluto's about the darker sides. It's about the psychological side of life. Your psychological self. It's about obsessions. Pluto can also represent corporations, governments, things that are not, that are very hidden, that are not seen, that are not known to the public. It's that deep, like outskirt of like, because Pluto's in like is the furthest, so to say, furthest planet, but there's many other objects out there by the Cooper Belt. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, so Pluto entering the 6th house. This is going to be a back and forth thing because Pluto's going to enter Aquarius, go back into retrograde, back into Capricorn, and then enter Aquarius and do the same thing back into Capricorn for the next couple years. But this is a whole new beginning, and this is going to transform the way you work. I'm telling you that. This is going to transform the way you deal with health issues. This is going to transform the way you serve other people, serve yourself. Take care of any pets if you have any, because that's another 6th house theme. It's about pets. It's also about wellness. It's also about medicine. It's also about supplements. It can also be about coworkers. This is 6th house themes, keywords, I should say. And this is gonna be the trend over the next 20 years, guys. Okay, like this is only the beginning. So you should start like understanding these themes of what's changing for you in your in your work sector. Like your routines, the system that you work for, subordinates, all that kind of stuff. What else? Illness, like I said, physical illnesses, physical problems, visible problems, all this kind of stuff. This is going to transform in a huge way, I'm telling you. Okay, let me move on to the last aspect happening is Mars entering your 11th whole sign house of Cancer. So Mars is finally leaving Gemini, this area of life that it's been in for the past 7 to 8 months. Retrograde. It did a whole retrograde thing, went back and forth, kind of, whatever. Did all that. Now it's entering a new sign. It's this new territory. Mars. What is Mars about? Mars is about action. Mars is about drive. Mars is about passion. Mars is about, survival instincts. Mars is about severing. It's about cutting. And it's entering the sign of Cancer, which it's in its fall. Mars in Cancer. Mars is in its sign of fall when it's in Cancer. But don't worry about that. That's nothing. That can only just bring maybe more passive-aggressive energy in the area of this, which is the 11th house, which is about large groups. This is about friendships. This is about hopes, dreams, alliances. What else? Your audience, your community. This is a community house. So you could at least maybe put a lot more energy into your community or into you could put more energy into a large group that you're working with. That could also bring a lot more social resources, a lot more social gains, a lot of financial gains. Maybe you're going to be putting more energy into receiving more money. That's just a possibility, but it's in the 11th house, so this is kind of connected to your career. So this is just I think I've said it all, honestly, just putting more energy towards large groups, towards your friendships, maybe cutting out some friendships or cutting out some people in these certain groups that you don't want anymore, because that's what Mars is. Mars is a malefic planet. Could be a little challenging at times, but so to say, that's just something I can just note right there. But yeah, that's basically it for you, Virgos. This month is continuing this, to focus on your relationships. Excuse me. Business contracts, marriage, all that stuff. And then once these planets get into the 8th house, this will be about deepening these relationships or deepening these contracts that you have or that you have created with other people. So that is all I got for you, Virgos. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more information, go in the description below. I have more links there and other stuff. So I will see you in the next video.